welcome to VU Sports Scouts. Our scouts will be with you for every game this season, sharing their fantasy insights. I'm Piyush Sharma, your fantasy expert, and I've been joined by two absolute legends of this game. Our first expert will be with us for the entire season. He's someone who was a legend on field, a true gentleman off field, and is now a Twitter superstar as well. Please welcome Mr. Wasim Jaffer.
Thank you, Piyush.
Happy to have you, sir. Our next guest is someone who I wish was still on the field playing, and I could make him my fantasy captain once again because he's still the best in the world and my all-time favorite cricketer. Please welcome Mr. A.B. de Villiers.
Hello, guys. It's great to be here. Thank you.
A.B., absolute honor to have you and Wasim Bhai here. First of all, how is life after retirement?
Very good, thank you. Much quieter, much less stressful. It's great to be home. Obviously, I'll be missing the IPL and my friends at RCB, which I hope will have a good season. But I'm very happy to be here. I'll watch every game on telly, and I'll be one of those fans shouting at the guys, "Come on, man, get more runs or bowl straighter." It's going to be interesting to sit on this side of the show for a change.
It's going to be weird, maybe seeing you without you the IPL and especially the RCB. It's like eating sugar candy without the sugar.
I'll definitely miss it. I had a fantastic time over at the IPL, especially with my RCB family. The last 11 odd years. I've had a lot of fun, and I'll certainly be returning to India soon. I just decided to take a year away from it all. Spend time with the family, sort of find a bit of stability away from cricket, and then we'll go again from there.
Yeah, I think the bowlers are happy that you are here rather than on the ground.
There were times when I was happy. I'm also in a way happy to not face some of the best bowlers in the world for a change. Just stop stressing about it all.
Good to see you, AB.
Thank you.
AB, talking about stress, it's time to give you some stress because we're starting a segment and we have 3 segments in the show. First, it's the pitch and the conditions. Of course, the first game is CSK versus KKR at the Wankhede, and you guys have played a lot of cricket at that venue. So, Wasim, by starting with you, which is the particular bowling type that you want to pick at this venue?
I think the fast bowlers, because it's a starting of the tournament, so I think the wicket are going to be fresh. Wankhede generally has a bit of bounce, bit of pace. So at the start, you can expect the fast bowlers to be in the game. Later on, I mean, at the halfway stage, you can see spin coming into play. But at this stage, I would say the fast bowlers will have more role to play.
AB, you've scored a lot of runs at Wankhede. So which bowling type would you have in your fantasy 11?
Yeah, Wasim is absolutely spot on. The seamers generally play a bigger role. There's a bit of swing generally, especially the evening games, and sometimes a bit of seam movement, which makes it very difficult. The fast bowlers who can hit the deck hard, who can get a bit of purchase out of the wicket generally does well. I don't think being the first game that spinners will play a big role, except for maybe the X-factor spinners, the guys who have a bit of mystery about them. I think of a Narayan, Chakravarti, so KKR have the upper hand in that regard, but still I don't think the spinners will play a big role. It's a very small ground, it's half a heat to get it out of the stadium. Whether you know which way the ball's turning or not, it generally doesn't really matter at the Wankhede Stadium because there's not a lot of turn. So I would say the seam bowlers, I think of a Southee, Chris Jordan in CSK side. There's a lot of potential for the seamers to take some wickets up front and put the batting lineups under big pressure.
AB sounding like a proper team analyst now. So coming to our next segment, we'll be talking about top fantasy picks. So Wasim, starting with your top fantasy pick for this game, one safe pick.
I would go with Shreyash Iyer because he's in his form of his life, Piyush. New captain playing at his home ground as well. So I think he'll be my first safe pick going into the IPL.
Yeah, of course. Very smart choice. He wasn't even dismissed against Sri Lanka in that series. Scored 73 not out, 74 not out, 57 not out. So great captaincy choice. AB, who's your first pick?
Yeah, it's not easy. Out of both those teams, there are a lot of match winners, superstars. It's difficult to pick one player. But I'm going to go for the old, experienced racehorse in Dwayne Bravo, who offers something with a bat and ball. I think generally with the ball, he's going to get you a couple of wickets, and at the back end, he might win you the game with a 30 not out. He's just an all-star, superstar match winner, and I mean, I'm not going to look much further than him.
Perfect choice. So VU Sport will also give you 4 to 5 good captaincy choices for this game. Our first captaincy choice, our top pick will be CSK's new skipper, Ravindra Jadeja, especially if he's batting first. He likes playing against KKR. He's in great form with the bat. In the last 5 innings against KKR, he's been dismissed just once. His strike rate has been about 118 in all the games. He's picked 20 wickets against KKR and also has 16 wickets at 1 KD. And bowling second, his strike rate is just 20.7. So Ravindra Jadeja batting first, and other choice that you have is Andre Russell if he's bowling first. Bowling first, Russell is always a very good captaincy choice. He bowls the 18th and the 20th over. In the last two seasons, bowling first, he has 14 wickets at a strike rate of just 10.7. And bowling second, he hasn't even bowled in 50% of the innings and has only 3 wickets so far. And against CSK, he has 450s, which is his highest against any IPL side, and is averaging 42 with the bat, which is his second highest against any IPL team. So Russell bowling first and Jadeja batting first will be VU Sports' top choices for this game. Coming to our experts, Wasim sir, who's your second safe pick for this game?
I would go with Venkatesh Iyer, Piyush, plainly because he's an all-rounder. He bats top of the order in the IPL, so gets to play most of the overs, and also again he's in very good form. Would easily bowl 2 or 3 overs, and then on top of that, he feels that at the places where you generally see him taking catches, he's always in the action. So you get to see that he's going to collect a lot of points if he has a good day. Iyer for my second pick.
So Wasim sir is going with both the years, and just adding to that point, Venkatesh Iyer also scored 87 in the KKR intra-squad game. So if you're looking for a very good fantasy captain, someone who's playing in the top order, can bowl as well, Venkatesh Iyer is a great choice. AB, who's your second choice for this game?
Yeah, so I'm going to go for a bowler purely because of the conditions. I'm expecting a bit of movement, especially with the new ball. So it was a tough pick for me between Chris Jordan and Tim Southee, but I'm leaning towards Jordan. I think playing for CSK, he's going to come with a lot of energy. He's going to be hungry to perform, and the Wankhede Stadium, the Wankhede pitch will just suit him to the T. So if he gets away with a good start, gets a couple of early wickets in the first 6 overs, he might end up picking up 4 or 5. So I'm expecting a big game from him.
Great choice. AB is going for the death over value of Chris Jordan. So before we move on to our next segment, what's your view on MS Dhoni handing over the captaincy to Ravindra Jadeja? Starting with Wasim sir.
You can expect, I mean, I was obviously very surprised. It's so close to the tournament, but that is what you expect from MS Dhoni. He's not a conventional type. He does surprise you with his decision, but he's a very, very selfless person. That's for sure. He must be thinking that, the franchise moving forward, and he doesn't see himself, involved as a player for too long. So I think it's a good time. So, I mean, he's definitely announced it a lot later, but I'm sure that he must have communicated with Ravindra Jadeja. He must have, got his mind, and he must have communicated with him a lot earlier. But I think there's definitely a plan behind it, and I think it's a very good choice. I mean, there are the other options as well. Moeen Ali is a very good option. DJ Bravo, again, he's captained in CPL. He's won a trophy as well, but purely because he's an Indian, he knows a lot of Indian talents, somebody who plays all formats, so he knows the conditions really well. So I think it's a very good choice. Really surprised at the timing of MS, but I think it's a very good choice. And something which you can expect from MS Dhoni, that he thinks about the team more than himself. So that is, I feel, a good decision. I mean, we talked about it that he might groom somebody during this tournament. So I feel it's a very, very good decision.
AB, Ravindra Jadeja as CSK skipper. What's your view?
Yeah, he's a class player. He's got all the experience that you need as a captain. I'm not surprised by Ms's move. I'm actually quite happy for him. I think having carried that burden for so long, people might think it's easy to be captain, but it really wears you down. You have sleepless nights sometimes, especially when you don't have good seasons. But I think he stepped away at exactly the right time, having won the last IPL. The season before the last would have hurt him a lot, and that would have given him some sleepless nights. So to come back and win the trophy, and then to say, okay, gents, I'm still playing for you guys, but someone else takes over now, and I'll be there to support. I think it's a perfect move. There's more than enough experience in that yellow jersey team. That's what makes them so good. It's experienced campaigners. They're very street smart. They make some good moves during the game time, and they always put you under pressure by playing smart cricket. Jadu is a very experienced guy. He'll have Bravo, he'll have Dhoni, Robin Uthappa, plenty of experience around him to make some good moves. But other than that, he's played the game more than enough to make the right decisions for the team. I'm excited to watch MS just enjoy himself, to hit those big sixes again, not to think too much about strategies and stuff happening and having to monitor guys. He can just go and hit sixes and entertain the entire world by what he does best, and that's to play cricket and to win games.
Absolutely. We all are waiting to see MSD, the batter now. So moving to our last segment. Before that, we'll talk about our risky pick for this game. So Wasim sir, who's that risky player that you want to have in your side?
I would pick Andrew Russell, Piyush, plainly because he is a very mercurial cricketer. There's no doubt about it. He could easily be first or second pick, but I think the kind of fitness that he has, you could see him not bowling at all, and you might he's not played a lot of cricket recently, so there's a good chance that he would get out. So you could easily, like I said, you could easily pick him, but he's a little bit risky option. When he gets going, he's a top player, but there's a chance that he might not bowl and he might get out early. So he'll be my risky pick for the day.
So what we have seen in net so far, he's bowling in the nets, but of course, nobody knows whether he'll bowl in the game or not. AB, who's your risky pick? High risk, high returns.
Yeah, I'll go with Sunil Narayan. So I said earlier that I don't think it's a wicket where you want to play too many spinners, but unfortunately for KKR, they're going to have to play their two mystery spinners. What counts in Narayan's favour is he is a mystery spinner after all. So a little bit of inexperienced players. I think of Devon Conway coming in, have not really faced him a lot. All of a sudden, you're not sure where the ball's going. Even though it's not churning a lot, he will always be in the game. He bowls wicket to wicket. If you're not sure what's happening, he's going to get you out. And then obviously, he's got the batting ability. Hopefully, McCullum will send him up the order to open. If that doesn't happen, he probably won't have a big role to play with a bat. And that's why it's a risky pick for me. But generally, you know what you're going to get out of him. He bowls wicket to wicket. He's always in the game. And he hits a couple of sixes. So risky, but also a match winner.
So my risky pick is also Sunil Narayan because he has very good numbers against the CSK middle order. He's dismissed Raidu 4 times, Bravo 3 times, Dhoni and Jadeja twice, and all of them have a strike rate below 100 against him. And that's the reason KKR use him at the back end of the innings because he has very good numbers against them. He's picked 24 wickets against them, has very good numbers against Wankhede, and Sunil Narayan, of course, he's in great form with the bat as well. So if you're looking for that risky pick, Sunil Narayan is a great option. So moving to our last segment, who you're backing to win in this game? Wasim bhai, who's your favorite team?
I would be backing CSK. I think, like ABS said, there's a lot of experience. Everybody has been there, done that. They've, have played so many IPLs, have performed under so many different conditions. So I would back them, even though they are not with MS Dhoni, but I don't think it makes much of a difference. They all know what roles they are playing. So I would back CSK to do the job even today.
AB, CSK or KKR?
Yeah, CSK all the way. I think they come off that confidence from winning the last IPL. They have a similar team set up, even though Dhoni is not captain, as Wasim bhai mentioned there. I don't think it's going to play a big role. He's still on the park. He's still got the brain. He'll be in Jadu's ear thinking about strategies and some field placings. But similar team, lots of experience. and they just know how to cross the line and win games of cricket. It's the first game, and they will be a team that will not feel their way into it. They know how to go into first games. They know how to go into last games. So they have all the experience in the world. There's been a lot of changes in the KKR side. I think CSK will take the first game.
The CSK fans will be very happy. Just last question from AB. What are your expectations from RCB this season? Who are your players to watch out for? Because a lot of RCB fans will be watching this.
Absolutely, very excited for the RCB setup. Obviously, everyone knows about Faf du Plessis coming in as captain. I think the most exciting thing to me is Virat not being captain and actually just releasing a bit of the pressure, really just going out there and freeing up. I'm expecting a very big season from Virat. I'm thinking 600 plus runs from him. So I think he will be in Faf's ear, but Faf is very experienced as well. He's got a good cricketing brain on him, and he will allow people like Virat and some of the youngsters to just go and free up and to just enjoy the IPL. So I don't know what to expect, but I'm expecting some individuals to really rise through this IPL for the RCB setup.
Fantasy players, please take a note. AB is expecting 600 runs from Virat Kohli this season.
At least.
At least. So thank you, gentlemen. It was an honor to have you here, and we'll see you in our next preview for the big double header. And thanks once again for joining.
Thank you, Piyush. Thank you, Avi.
Thank you, Wasim. Thanks, Piyush.
Thank you.